Alright, so today we're going to be doing a demonstration of how to remove the head unit on a 2020 Subaru Ascent. We won't be doing the full installation on this car, but this will give you an idea of how to remove the head unit, and putting it back in is basically the same steps in reverse. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a pry tool and wedge it in along the top corner of each of these vent panels that runs along the sides of the head unit. And once you get the tool wedged in there, then you'll run the pry tool along the edge of the panel and get it to release all the way down. I do recommend that you use a pry tool for this because you risk damaging the plastic paneling in the car if you use a metal object or something else. I'll put a link in the description to the pry tool that I'm using here. Now you see there's 4 bolts along each side of the head unit. There's one right here, right there, there, and there. These are all 10mm bolts, so we'll go ahead and break those loose now. Okay, and then now we're going to take our pry tool again and release this button panel that sits on top of the head unit. Just be very gentle because you are prying against the OEM head unit. You don't want to damage anything. The panel does come out pretty easily, and then we'll kind of wedge it up here and try to get it to stay out of the way. Now we'll go ahead and remove each of those 4 10mm bolts. Okay, so to remove the head unit, we're going to grab it from on each side and pull it straight towards us to get it to release. And then we'll go about disconnecting each of the connectors along the back of the head unit. So there's 2 connectors along the back of the head unit that, along the top, that connect to the Subaru Telematics unit. Now these connectors are very difficult to remove. If you need to remove them, I would recommend taking the pry tool and wedging it against the release tab, which is along the bottom of the connector, and then wiggling the pry tool side to side to get them to release. We actually recommend that you retain this module that they're connected to. It's separate from the head unit, and it's the Subaru Telematics module. And so we recommend that you leave that in the car because it will retain a lot of the Starlink functions. The sound, for example, for the eyesight system runs through this module, and some other things. And so if you can't fit it in the dash, then we sell a Starlink Bypass Plug, which will retain function of the front speakers. The front speaker signals pass through this module, so if you disconnect it, then you'll lose function of the front speakers because it'll break the path between the head unit and the speakers. The Starlink Bypass Plug simply allows you to retain use of the front speakers when you remove the telematics module. This picture just shows you the connectors on the back of the head unit and on the back of the Starlink Telematics unit, so you can see what connectors you'll need to disconnect when you go about removing the head unit from your Ascent. There's also a connector along the top of the head unit that I think you'll probably remove first because it's what's holding the head unit in, and once you remove that one, you've got a little bit more slack and you can get your hand behind the head unit and disconnect things. We aren't doing a full aftermarket installation in this case, but I wanted to go ahead and do a quick plug for the wiring that we offer for this car. The first part is the Pioneer direct wire adapter, which has the connectors pre-wired for the Subaru connector and for the Pioneer head unit. It snaps right into the car's connectors like this and makes the installation really simple. Now we will connect the 28-pin adapter, which will retain the backup camera and steering wheel controls. This 6-pin connector connects between the direct wire adapter and the 28-pin adapter. This is the connector for the Maestro SW, which we've already wired for you. And this is the connector that plugs into the back of the Pioneer head unit. We're connecting now the AM/FM adapter for the AM/FM antenna. We also have an adapter for the Sirius XM antenna. I'll post the links to the Maestro SW and to all of these parts in the description of this video so that you can find them if you're doing an aftermarket installation on your car. Thanks for checking out our video today. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to email us at inquiry@autoharnesshouse.com. You can also check out the links in the description or go to our website at autoharnesshouse.com.